So here I am at my third and final signature. Let's have a look what's going on. Now I've got this page here. I'm going to leave this for now. I've got this nice little thing going on. I'm going to leave that there. And I've got this page here with this beautiful tree. I'm going to leave this one also and go on to this page here. And with this one, I think it's time I employed one of my beautiful long pockets. I think that fits really, really nicely with that brown. So I'm going to trim out my little thumb cut here. And get a little bit of ink on. There, and then I'm going to stick this little fella down here when I can find my glue. Pop that down. This is the tag I'm going to put in here, and it's a folding tag, and it's designed so you've got this little mouse hiding in this beautiful decorative undergrowth here, and you've got this owl on the tag at the top with these carnations that echo the flowers here like this. And I reverse printed this one with my writings page, so that's just going to simply fold in there and pop in. When my glue is dry, my glue is obviously not dry, and I am going to go through later on, and I'm just going to eyelet in the front of that one, obviously just in the one, and get a little bit of something decorative in that hole there in the ribbon, a little piece of ribbon or something like that. So then my little owl can be peeping out just like that. That's cool. I'm going to leave this page as it is for now. Skip through. Oh my goodness, peacocks, look at that. What a beautiful spread. Okay, what I've got here is an opportunity to go back here and make a little window in this page. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to need to grab a pencil, make sure these pages are nicely lined up as they ought to be. And the spine is butting into the spine on all the pages. And then I'm going to mark off on the front of this page here where I want this pocket to be, where I want this window to be. And I'm going to come in, I think, kind of like this. Right, I'm just checking underneath to see where my peacock is. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Right, so I need my cutting board now, and a ruler and my craft knife. So I'm pushing my page right into my craft mat like that, so I know that's nice and straight. I can see that I'm lining up here. I'll go this way round and I line up my ruler with the edge that I can see on my cutting board here. And I'm going to make my first cut very, very bravely, right about here. Line it up again with my cutting mat, make another cut. I think I'll come in, I'll pay attention to my ruler now. I'm going to come in 3 centimetres, and I'm going to do the same here. Three centimetres, and then I'm going to score. I'm going to use the reverse of my craft knife for this. Just make a light score there. Take this away, pop my page back in. So now when I open this page, I've got my peacock poking through. I could have gone a little bigger with that, but that's okay. You get the idea. Now I could leave this here, and that would be absolutely fine to do that, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is make a little pocket to go over the top, and I'm going to pop that in the middle, I think, like this. So I'm going to glue this down on 3 sides. And there is method to my madness. Just a little bit of extra whimsy and interest is the method to my madness. So I'm going to glue my little pocket on like this, and obviously my little window won't open now because this is keeping it shut. So I'm going to force it to open like this. And obviously because I'm folding, I've got this little bit of extra and trim to get a nice neat edge there. So I've got my little peekaboo. I've got this here, and so when I pop my little tag in my pocket, it's going to keep my window closed or more closed. So I've got to take my tag out of my pocket before I can open that little peekaboo window. Just an extra little bit of interactive fun. You don't need to do that. Having the window is plenty fun enough. You could even go a step further, or you could do it a slightly different way, and you could put yourself a little closure on there if you wanted. Take it in your own direction, obviously, but that's a nice little bit of fun to get your little peekaboo window through there. And you can put a couple of windows on a page if you want to, or you can have one big window, up to you. So that's that page. Now I've got this page here that I want to do something with. Obviously I need to respect this space now. I've got these left over, my long pockets that are my misprints, and I think I'll do something quite simple and quite beautiful there. I think that's enough. So I'm going to pop this at the bottom so I've got space for a tag that doesn't interfere with my little window up there. And like I say, I'm going to come back and stick my tags in later on. So that's that page. I'm leaving this like this. I'll come back and put my tag in. I've got a space to do something with up here if I want to. Then I've got my centre page, which is my pocket. I'm going to leave that alone. Got this lovely big writing space to do something with here. So I've got this flip here that I'm going to pop in the middle of this page here. And I'm going to take advantage of what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is this centre page here. Now this is all going to glue down to make a pocket, so I can make use of the fact that that is going to be largely hidden. And I can glue my little flap in there. Forget about that for now. Turn that over. I've got a nice little flip on this page that I can pop a pocket on. Now I've got a pocket that I think will fit on here. Where is it? It might be this one here. That'll do. That'll do nicely. That's a nice. I'll let this glue go tacky whilst I'm sticking on this one that I've already glued and folded over. Let's pop a piece of paper under so I can see where my edges are. I like the look of these blues with this background paper. I think that works really, really well. And it's also got like mouse in the undergrowth kind of feel about it, which is rather nice. That's fine for now. I'll leave that like that. And then I'm coming to this page here. Really love this page. I'm not sure if this page goes with it overly much, but here we are. This is where we're at. So let's have a look at what I can put on this page. Oh, there we go. That's it. That's the one. That's the one for this page. That was easy enough. My other long pocket. So I'll cut out my little thumb hole there. A little bit of ink. Make a long pocket. And stick this down there like that. Now there's another tag that goes with that one, and that is this one. It's got the bird's nest on it with the decorated eggs, and that's deserving of a little ink, isn't it? And it's also deserving of an eyelet and a bit of ribbon, which I'll do later on. And that's going to go in there when this glue is dry. Obviously my glue is not dry, and I'm not going to make the mistake of leaving it in there to dry. and stick everything down. There we go, that looks lovely. That will do for that spread. Let's turn over and see what we've got going on here. This page I'm going to leave as a writing space. This one deserves some decoration. I'm going to pop that tag in there so I don't use it twice. So I've got this page here now. So this is one of the pieces that I printed 2 up, if you remember, on a sheet right at the beginning of this project, and I've reverse printed fairly randomly with a backing sheet. So I'm going to go a bit fancy pants with this now. I've left myself a bit of white paper on the edge there, so I've got a little bit of a tab that I can glue, and I've also printed out the plain paper aligned backing sheet, reverse printed it with itself, and I've printed that 2 up on a sheet as well, cut that out, laid them on top of one another, trimmed it down so that it fits inside my little booklet here, and is a bit smaller than my cover. And now I'm going to make some holes, and I'm going to stitch bind this just for a little bit of added what have yous. So I'm going to open my book. I keep this book especially for this old diary, especially for this job, and I'm going to make 2 holes, 3 holes. I'm going to make 1 in the middle, and then I'm going to make 1 towards the top, 1 towards the bottom. Then I'm going to bulldog clip this together so it doesn't move, which I could have done to start with. And I'm going to take a needle and thread. I use embroidery thread because I've got lots of it. By all means use bookbinder's twine if you want to. And I'm going to make a pamphlet stitch for this. So I'm going to come down through the middle, leave myself a little bit of a tail, come up through the top, go right the way to the bottom, hole, and then come back up through the centre hole. Get my thread through, cut my thread, leaving myself a little tight tail, checking everything's nice and tight around the back there, and then tie it around this long piece in the centre here. And that's very, very simple. Chop off my ends, remove my bulldog clips, lose my book, and I'm ready to stick this hidden notebook into the journal. So I'm going to centralise it. So I want to know where my spine is. There we go. I want to see the edge of my page. So let's pop that under there. And I'm going to glue this white section here. And when I've let that go tacky just a little bit, I'm going to fold this all around on itself. Pop this nice and centrally on my page. It looks lovely, this deer on this background. I love how these pages are kind of reminiscent of things peeping out through the undergrowth. I think they look really good, really lovely. So that's glued on now. So when we flip, we open here, and then we open into our secret little notebook. And of course, if we want to go way over the top, we've got more space here that we can add pockets and whatnot as well. So that's that. Very happy with that. If you want to add a little closure, you can do a little tag, a little bit of round something like I've used previously, you can, but I'm going to leave that just like that for now at least. And I'm going to turn over the page and see what awaits. And there we go. I have got quite a bit of bulk there, but that's quite nice. That's not too much to write on. It gives you a nice soft underside. Oh, look at you. You're nice. You're worth knowing about, aren't you? So you are going to go over there, which means that this pocket here, I've got a little bit of ink splurge there as well, but that pocket there will sit very nicely on there and coordinate with that. I just want to get the basics down, get the basics in place, and then faff about with the rest of it So there we go. Okay, so now that I've got the main part of my third signature done, I'm going to go through and I'm going to add in some of these little guys that I've printed. I've printed these 4 up on a sheet and then put those back through the printer and printed 4 up of these plainer pages. So I've made myself a load of little journaling cards that are so cute. And I've also printed out some large journaling cards that I've reverse printed with the plain sheet. And even though these are duplicates, because there's so much going on in this journal, you're really not going to mind seeing the same thing again further through the journal. And that brings me nicely on to these guys. Now these are hidden paper clips, so let's make these. And these have been designed for 2-inch paper clips, and what we're going to do here is grab our scoring board. So score along the lines. You can see there's one in the centre here, there's one just inside the printed lines on both sides, and you are going to fold the pieces in half like this, and then you're going to fold these pieces round to the outside. And when you've done that, you can with your scissors cut this arch shaped here, and you'll match up on the other side. So we're going to do that to these other 2. So you're folding it. There we go. So once you've got your shapes cut like that, get your paper clip, pop your paper clip over the central W shape. So you've got that going on. Do that to all of them. Where's my other paper clip gone, guys? There it is. Pop your other paper clip on, and now you can glue. And you're going to glue a nice big wodge of glue all the way over this central section on one side. You've got the bulk of this paper clip to take into consideration, remember, so you want to put a nice load of glue on there, stick this in place, turn it over. Yours will probably have a white reverse, mine's just this overprint because I messed up. Same again on the other side, and this time go over the arched bit. Lots of glue, stick that on. And bulldog clips are a good idea for this one if you've got some, so everything sticks nicely. But even so, you want to be going back in with your fingers and just making sure that everything's sticking down either side of that paper clip. And repeat with the other 2. And when your glue is all nice and dry, you can go in with some heavy inking, because you've got a couple of layers of raw paper there that you may need to cover up. But once you've done that, they look absolutely sensational. And then, of course, your hidden paper clip will just slot over the top of your whatever, down to about that point there.